friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of November 29th to December the 5th. Okay, so let's get started for Aries. We're going to pull an oracle card for the final guidance. Leave that till the end of the reading. And let's jump right into the tarot this week to see what are the guiding themes, major themes, guiding messages for Aries as they move through their week, keeping in mind that there is a solar eclipse on December the 4th, which will be bringing quite a bit of, resolution energy. I'm feeling a lot of closure, new beginnings, but closure and acceptance. I feel acceptance of closing out chapters that need to close so that something far greater, I say far greater, but better not to compare. I just think something more in alignment. That's better wording. More in alignment with you now, Aries, than you in the past. So I feel like that's what's happening here for you this week, Aries, is sort of accepting, allowing, and being receptive to these shifts. Okay, the Emperor, which represents you, Aries. Interesting. So first card out of the deck is the Emperor, which represents you. And that says to me, you're really looking at sort of creating some order, right? You're looking at creating some order and you're stepping into leading potentially a situation here. You're feeling a sense of authority or responsibility here, and you're looking to create some order. This is very interesting. Let's see, what's the obstacle? The obstacle is the Nine of Cups, which is interesting. So the obstacle to you creating order is this emotional happiness you have. It's almost like you're feeling really happy in life and emotionally very satisfied and content. But that is almost overriding your ability to create sense around something. It's almost like your emotional joy right now, your happiness is creating an obstacle with respect to getting things in order. This is interesting. Perhaps you're too focused on your emotions and you're not looking at the practical aspects that need your attention. Perhaps there's something practical that needs your attention. Top of mind for you is the Queen of Pentacles. So feeling really, really self-sufficient and very much in a space where you're really connected to yourself, right? And you're really feeling good. Like, it's interesting that how is this creating an obstacle for you is my question. What's driving this reading? Oh, I see. Okay, so what's driving this reading is that you're closing out a chapter, the World card. So you're recently ended something, has come to completion, and you're feeling the success and the rewards that come with achievement, okay? And that's why we see the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. And it's interesting, perhaps the joy that you're feeling is creating an obstacle for you to get down to some details here, which is what the Emperor may represent. This is interesting. Perhaps, closing out this chapter, there is some practical steps that need your attention here. And so as you close out this chapter, you're feeling the success and the reward of everything, but maybe there's something that you're missing, some details that need your attention. You really did refine your abilities, though. You took this last chapter and you really became an expert. Eight of Pentacles. You achieved something here. You really did achieve something here. And perhaps you're just enjoying the sort of the feeling of saying, I did this, I'm self-sufficient. I was able to create something that was really loyal to my own sort of sense of identity. Like you didn't sacrifice that. You were yourself, and you were able to really refine a skill here. And now you feel content emotionally about that. But it's interesting, this Emperor card that's being challenged by all of this. Curious. Two of Swords is coming up. So there is a choice you need to make here. You will be confronted with a choice as you wrap things up. I suppose that could be why we're seeing the Emperor being challenged by sort of this joy you're feeling, because you need to get maybe practical here. Maybe there is a choice you need to make about the next step, and perhaps you're delaying that because where you're at right now feels so good. But this is completing. Like you really are in a place where it's time to sort of allow things to close. You do need to close the door and then make a decision about what's to come next. And it's almost like the decision, which is a very masculine energy with, the Emperor here. You're the one in charge now. You need to make the decisions going forward. And perhaps you're feeling a little bit like it's tricky because you're so happy. You kind of just want to stay put, don't you? But you must. This chapter's finished. You have to move forward. You've become an expert. I feel like it's time to express that expertise in a new way. And maybe you're resisting that a little bit because you're feeling really good right now at where you're at. But I feel like this chapter is it's completed itself. Queen of Swords is your inner dialogue. So it's like you feel a lot of ambition to pursue sort of the deeper truth about something, and you feel very certain. I always think of the Queen of Swords as being very certain about who she is. This has defined you in some way, and your inner dialogue is responding to that. I feel like you have gained a lot of empowerment and strength from this chapter that just closed out here, Aries. I feel like you did something to really benefit yourself. That's evident by the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. And that now all that's left is sort of to make some key decisions, because I feel like you're a leader. You're leading now. And maybe it's an uncomfortable role for you. Perhaps maybe you've gone from having an idea about something and starting a business, and then maybe now it's gone like boom, something like that. And now you have to take care of some details, and it's challenging you because you're sort of feeling like everything was good the way it was. But now I feel like maybe it's expanding. That's the chapter that's closed, is that you've reached this phase of completion where now you're like maybe the leader of a bigger picture, a bigger community. Maybe you're the leader of a bigger business, or it's interesting. What's your outer? The outer dialogue here is the Hierophant, which is interesting because when I saw the Emperor card at first, I thought it was the Hierophant. But this is interesting. The outer, you are seeking truth here. You want to understand something deeper before you make a decision. I feel like your hesitation, if you want to call it that, maybe your hesitation to launch into the next phase of something is because you're still trying to understand the truth behind something here. Yeah, like the Queen of Swords is always in pursuit of the truth, and she always has a degree of certainty. And so perhaps you're seeking that inwardly and outwardly. Outwardly through maybe perhaps getting advice. Perhaps you have a mentor or a teacher or someone who's sort of guiding you through this new endeavor or this deepening endeavor, the phase 2 of this endeavor. And you're also doing some explorations on an inner level. So you're changing your perspective, and you're sort of seeking knowledge and wisdom through a teacher to understand the next phase better before you make some choices. And there's a lot of stuff that is hidden, is very mysterious, and that excites you, but it kind of freaks you out a little bit too, doesn't it, Aries? This is the Moon card, is sort of like your hopes and fears, and you are driving the bus with a different set of senses now. And that is maybe making you feel like you're not, I don't know, I feel like you're doubting your ability to be the one in charge. And that could also be part of the hesitation. So you're seeking truth on sort of, maybe the deeper meaning behind this shift. And I feel like you're doing something that's expanding. You're doing something that has grown now. It has gone to the next level. You have gone from master now to leader and teacher. You yourself could be becoming the Hierophant. You yourself are now guiding others. It's interesting, Aries. I think because it's a general reading, you know, this could be resonating for you based on lots of different things that could be expanding. But something seems to be gaining momentum and completing the first phase. And now you're moving into being from a master to teacher, right? Interesting. Now, yeah, the end, sort of the final outcome card here is the Seven of Pentacles, which is really a time where you're looking at your investment. You're reviewing how much effort you put into this, and you're looking at it and you're seeing that I became a master at this by sowing all these seeds. And you're looking at all of the hard work you've done to get to this place of achievement, and you're shifting into the next phase of it. And in order to shift, I feel like there is some decision making that needs to happen, and you stepping into sort of the role of authority with confidence, right? But you're seeking truth. You're trying to understand how to become the teacher, right? How to understand how to go from walking the path to guiding others, right? And it's a mystery. You're still learning. You're figuring it out, and you're tapping into your intuition. But you've really invested yourself. Now, on the bottom of the deck, we see the Sun, which says to me, this is going to be a very bright, prosperous energy for you. And it's sustainable. I feel like if you have any fears as reflected by the moon, it's like there's the Sun to balance it out, right? And that's on the bottom of the deck for you to always remember that I almost feel like saying to you, this too shall pass. Like if you have any sort of doubts, they will be completely obliterated by the energy of the Sun, which is interesting because of the solar eclipse coming up, which I was mentioning is sort of like bringing in this allowing things to shift energy and yeah, this is a very interesting accepting endings and allowing things to move forward. And I feel like, you want things to move forward, but I feel like you're doubting yourself maybe a little bit, even though there's nothing here that says you should be doubting yourself. I feel like maybe you're just not sure how to step into being the master to the teacher. Do you know what I mean? I think that in between two worlds, but it's gonna, I think, be a very amazing journey for you when I see the Sun on the bottom of the deck there for you. And I like it right next to that moon to balance out any fears you have or any doubts of the unknown, right? Now let's see what your oracle card was. Embrace change. Yeah, you're stepping into, literally, look at that. You are stepping into the next chapter, right? And the message says, I move easily and confidently through the changes in my life. Absolutely. And you're graduating, right? Like I feel like you are graduating, and all that's on the table for you sort of is to decide and take a decisive action here with the Emperor and the Two of Swords, and to sort of make a conscious choice to not be blind to who you are and what you are going to teach people, what you have become a master at here. This is lovely. Aries, this is very exciting, very, very exciting. And remember, that Emperor represents you. So you are truly stepping into the yourself, right? In the next phase of your journey. I'm going to leave it at that. If this has resonated and you would like a personal reading, you can find my email in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we'll see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends. Have a great week.